Yeah, so today I wanted to kind of operate a little bit as the moderator of the session. My name's Lovis. Yeah, whatever. I'm not that important. My goal is to have here Ennis present on the Tokenomics 101 of Uniswap. The paper was released a while ago, I think. How many weeks? I don't know. 2 months ago, maybe something like that.
One and
I
a
think
half, probably.
Yeah, I think Uniswap is a really cool. Yeah, it's obviously pretty successful DEX that many people have used, many people are familiar with, and so I'm excited to have Ennis walk us through the tokenomics of it, and then obviously I think ask questions along the way, or if it's not that important that it needs immediate interruption, hold it till the end, and then we'll have some Q&A after Ennis's presentation.
Yeah,
Ennis, you have
definitely.
the floor.
Hi, everyone. I'm NS, and today I will be your presenter of the Tokenomics DAO community call, which is about Uniswap and its token Uni. So let's start with the what we will cover section. First, we will start with the Uniswap itself. What is it? How is it working? And after that, we will speak about the Uniswap versions. And then we will talk about Uni Tokenomics. And at the end, we have a Q&A session. So let's start with Uniswap. Uniswap is a decentralized exchange. It first started in Ethereum ecosystem. It's an automated market maker which users provide liquidity and the other users, swappers, can swap assets between those liquidity pools. It was created by Hayden Adams in 2018, and now it is worth more than $5.2 billion of total value locked. There are 1 billion total supply of Uni-Token, and let's talk about its versions. First, the Uniswap was only allowing users to provide liquidity between ERC20 and ETH, which was created in November 2018. After that, in May 2020, they have the second version, which is allowing users to swap assets between ERC20 tokens and provide liquidity to that, which the most of the decentralized exchanges forked this version of the Uniswap, and now there are more than 200 forks of it. And in March 2021, they have created the third version, which is not open source and protected with some agreement. The main concept of the version 3 is concentrated liquidity, which is like you have to provide liquidity if you want, by the way. Other than that, normal, you can use it like the normal decentralized exchanges. You can provide liquidity between a price range. As you see there, there's an example which I found in Finematics. Let's call the left blue image Bob and the red one Alice. So Bob decides to provide liquidity to Uniswap pool, which is ETH and DAI pool, and we assume that ETH price is $1,715, and he provides liquidity of all the money he has, like 10,000, which is 5,000 DAI and 2.85 ETH. And Alice decides to provide less capital and provides liquidity between 1,500 and 2,500 price of ETH, which she will only earn money between the fees between those curves. So she provides less capital, around 1,200, and the Bob decides to put all his capital in the pool. They earn the same fee if the price is between 1,500 and 2,500 US dollars of ETH. And the beautiful thing is that the impermanent loss is a big problem of decentralized exchanges and causes some loss, even though if you are a liquidity provider, sometimes if there's a big movements in the market, like if you are going into the bear market, if you are going into the bull market, doesn't matter. If there's a high price volatility, it causes most of the users to suffer from the impermanent loss. But with that, if a scenario that ETH price goes to zero, the Bob will lose all of the money, like 10,000 of his capital, which he provided to that pool between the curve. But Alice will only lose the amount she provided, which is 1,200. But she has still capital and she can use it wherever she wants. But as we see in Bob's example, he will lose all of the money he has. So it is hard to use because most of the people suffer from that because it's not very clear how to use it. There are some YouTube educational videos about it, but if you are new to DeFi, it will be hard to use. So let's talk about the Uni-Token. Uni-Token was created in 16 September 2020, which was, there are two main reasons to create the Uni-Token. One of them is to become a decentralized protocol to help users participate in governance with Uni-Tokens. And the other one is SushiSwap's vampire attack, which led Uniswap lost a lot of total value locked and liquidity because SushiSwap just forked the Uniswap version v2, and they have also added incentive mechanism of sushi tokens, which led users to move their liquidity tokens to the sushi swap. And the tokens are distributed mostly to the earliest users of Uniswap, which they were provided liquidity, or if you have swapped assets in the Uniswap, etc. And also there are some socks holders, which is that image as you see. It was an NFT, and if you buy one of those, they will send these Uniswap socks as a gift to you. And the airdrop was very huge, like they have sent more than 250,000 addresses worth around $1,200 of worth of Uni, which is 400 Uni. So the tokenomics of the Uni is pretty simple. There are not much complicated things at the Uniswap. They have only distributed to the users, advisors, team members, and investors, and there are no incentive mechanisms to users who are providing liquidity. Like if you provide liquidity to the Uniswap pools, you won't earn Uni tokens. You will earn just the trading fees caused by the swaps. So the important thing to mention is like there is Uniswap protocol, which allows users to swap assets, provide liquidity, and there is Uniswap DAO, which is the governance, which is the heart of governance of Uniswap. So the also treasury is governed by the community. So let's talk about the supply. As we mentioned before, there are 1 million total of Uni-Token supply, which the 60% of it allocated to community members and 21.26% of it to the team members and 18% of it to investors with a 4-year vesting period and 0.69 to advisors with a 4-year vesting period. Well, I think it's a very fair launch because they distributed most of the tokens to the community and the release schedules are not that bad. But we will talk about the Uni-Token and its utility at the next slide, which is not much. So Uni Treasury, the Treasury only has Uni tokens to pay the fee, pay to the team members their salaries, and the Treasury doesn't generate any income from the trading fees, which is sometimes called a big problem for the Uniswap team and the developers of it. But some people think it's okay because all of the trading fees goes to the LPs and the protocol itself doesn't generate income with that. Also, the Uni Treasury owns Uniswap.eth ENS name and SUX liquidity tokens that we have talked about it before. Governance. To participate in governance, you have to own 1,000 worth of Uni to propose off-chain governance discussions in the Uniswap blog. If your proposal is passed, then you need to propose it on-chain, but you have to be your proposal has to be locked 2.5 million Uni tokens, which is not only held by you, but people also lock their tokens to your proposal. And so this is all I want to talk about the Uniswap, but there are some key points like people are wondering. So let's go to the Q&A session. So most of the debates going around, like if we are talking about a decentralized space, why is Uni's V3 version is not open source? Well, they have an agreement which is to protect intellectual property of Uniswap. As we mentioned before, Uniswap V2 was forked more than 200 times, and they don't want to let people fork the V3 version. And so this is only special for them. And so also there is a, if you are providing liquidity to V3 pools, you will see that before V3, you were providing liquidity and you were receiving LP tokens, which is all the DEXs are providing to you. But with V3, users are now having LP NFTs to prove that they have own a liquidity in the price curve. So what is the incentive of that? So if you provide, like, a lot of users who are using V3 has different price curve options. So to prove that, they cannot give you LP tokens, because LP tokens only proof of the whole curve. But with V3, you have to own a V3 NFT. So those NFTs are tradable, by the way. So be careful. If you can see them at the OpenSea, and one of the users has provided around 147,000 worth of liquidity, but he sold his NFT for 1 ETH, which is a big problem for him. If we think like the ETH was 2,000, the ETH was worth $2,000 at that time, so he lost a lot of money with that bad trade, we can say. And the last and the most important thing about the Uniswap debates going on is about fee switch. There's an ongoing discussion about the fee switch, which will be letting protocol to own 10% of the pools, as you see there, the top pools. And if they opened the fee switch before, in 365 days, the total trading volume was 40 billion, 4.5 billion nearly, and total fees was $78.2 million. So if they have opened the fee switch, they will earn these fees, 10% of these fees, which will worth around $7.82 million, which will be very helpful to protocol to grow more and to develop more. But they didn't have any fee switch, and the treasury doesn't own any percentage of the fees right now. So it will be a big problem in case of the bear market. As we see, most of the protocols have fired their employees and shrink their team members. But if they have opened the fee switch for all of the pools, as we can see, like there are $1.2 billion worth of fees collected by the liquidity providers, and the protocol will earn $120.8 million if they have opened the fee switch, which is a very huge amount of money. Like they can use it to incentivize holding Uni tokens, maybe developing protocol more, or helping the protocol to grow more, like having grants and etc. So that is my that is the end of my presentation. I can have your questions if you have any.
Yeah, cool. So I have a question. Well, I mean, if you guys want to ask, just unmute and cut in, or you can also post a question in the chat. But then it's just a slide that you're on right now. Did you calculate these numbers, or did you find them somewhere?
I have find them from the Bankless DAO's newsletter. They have
Okay.
published that, and I have also checked it from the DeFi Llama itself to see that if the numbers are correct or not.
So, can you explain how Uniswap is funding itself at the moment? Because none of the trading fees are going into the treasury, right? And I guess now it makes sense. They have a treasury of Uni, but what did they do before? Like, how did they pay their bills before they had the Uni token?
Mostly they have paid the bills by the investments that made to early Uni, but also they have selling these Uni tokens, which are allocated to the team members, and they will generate income with that. But other than that, they don't have any options to do that.
Okay. So really, I mean, maybe it's fair to say that they were planning on launching a token, but then they just had to do it faster because of SushiSwap.
Yeah, definitely.
And so this protocol income then, and if so in the last line all the way to the right, that 120 million would then be money that LPs do not receive, right?
Yeah,
So that
this amount of money wasn't going to the LPs, but to the protocol itself. You can think it like in SushiSwap, if you own Sushi tokens, you will stake the Sushi tokens to receive X Sushi, which if you hold X Sushi, you will have the income of 10% income of the total fee provided, like in this Uniswap.
yeah, this model.
But they are talking about fee switch first to the provide, how can I say, fees to the treasury, not to the uni holders. Maybe after that they will speak about uni holders.
So at first it will be a mechanism for Uni to fund itself better.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. The that anecdote that you told with the NFT, that the NFT is kind of the receipt for providing liquidity in version 3.
Yeah, if you provide liquidity, you have the protocol itself mints an NFT, and this will goes to your wallet. And after you close your LP, like if you receive your tokens, the NFT was going to burn.
Okay, so without that NFT, you cannot get your money back. You cannot unlock the smart contract.
Yeah, it is your proof that you are providing a liquidity. You can trade it if you want. Like you can send it to another wallet, you can sell it, but yeah.
But will the other wallet that buys it then be able to get your liquidity out of the smart contract?
Yeah, because the NFT represents your stake at the LP pool. If you think it that way, it's that way. If you provide a liquidity worth of $10,000 and you accidentally sell it for 1 ETH, okay, you will receive 1 ETH, but you have lost your 10,000 worth of LP tokens, which is transferred to the buyer.
I mean, it's kind of a cool system, but it's also scary, right?
Yeah, but you can also transfer your LP tokens to another wallet if you know how to send them.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah, you should just not go on OpenSea and sell it to a stranger unless that's what you're intending.
Yeah, one of the earliest users of the V3 did that, as I mentioned before. He has 147,000 worth of liquidity, and he sold that for 1 ETH because he didn't know that the V3 these NFTs were representation of your amount you provided liquidity to the pool. So he lost a lot of money.
Yeah, that could have definitely happened to me.
What would you say is like a negative aspect of turning on the fee switch?
Yeah, they will probably lose some of the liquidity because there are a lot of decentralized exchanges out there, but Uniswap is one of the largest with total value locked in Ethereum ecosystem. And if you open the fee switch, LPs will earn less, so they will try to look for another ways to gain more. But as they don't think that is an important amount of users because the money it generates to the protocol is bigger than the loss of the users, I guess.
Does anybody else have maybe experience using Uniswap and has a question regarding? I personally think that the UI is not ideal. I've actually switched to Balancer once I became aware of it from one of our community talks. But I don't trade a whole lot, so I'm sure they're not gonna miss me.
Probably because there are a lot of liquidity in that pools. So
yeah, I just was annoyed by having to re-sign the use of like my USDC every 5 seconds, and otherwise I wouldn't be able to trade. I think it's just a small glitch, but it makes it very annoying. Yeah, guys, any questions for Ennis? Or is this just so eloquently explained? Oh, look, here's one. No, don't apologize for any beginner questions for Florent. I hope that's how you pronounce it. He says, sorry if this is a beginner question, but is there any disincentives for making proposals? Meaning, what happens at this? What happens to the stake tokens if your proposals are not accepted? Any fee taken, or you simply get them back?
you will pay the fee of the network itself, but your tokens are not going to discharge.
Okay, so for making governance proposal, you just you have to stake, but if it's not accepted, then you just unstake, basically.
Yeah, it's released. You
Yeah.
will get your tokens back.
I think that's usually the model, right, on most governance systems.
Yeah, because nobody wants to lose their tokens if their
Yeah.
proposal is not accepted. So
Right,
it would
then
be a big problem for decentralization.
Yeah, that nobody would want to ever make a proposal.
Yeah.
There's another one from Makizi. What is the relationship between Uniswap and SushiSwap? Because SushiSwap is forked from Uni.
Yeah, the SushiSwap emerged as the fork of Uniswap, and when they forked the Uniswap, they have added incentive mechanism, which is if you provide liquidity to SushiSwap, you will also earn Sushi tokens. But in Uniswap, if you provide liquidity, you won't earn any Uni tokens. And this is the relation. Like when SushiSwap did this, it attracted a lot of attention, and they attract a lot of liquidity from Uniswap itself.
Yeah. Yeah, Makizi, it goes back to version 2 of Uniswap being completely open source, right? So anybody with not technical knowledge would be able to make a perfect copy of it and just open up their own exchange. And that's essentially what Uniswap did. The difference is they added on that Sushi token. So, but there's no relation, like there's no business relationship between the two. It was actually an attack in a way.
Yeah.
Alrighty, guys, have any more questions? Any more? Is Firefly still with us? No, he's not. Maybe he could have taken us some off topic to another interesting part of Web3.
I think Flo is writing a question.
Yeah. You can also unmute Flo if you.
I think he's so shy to do that.
Yeah. I just want to thank you guys, but I need to run.
Okay.
I just want to say thanks for the great presentation.
Thank you, Flo. You're welcome.
Go to bed. It's late in Australia.
Yeah, that's it. Meetings tomorrow. All right. Bye.
Thanks,
See
mate.
you. Bye bye.
Well, cool. Well, I mean, we don't have to drag it out unnaturally any longer. Ennis, I think it was really clear and to the point. I think that's the beauty of Uniswap, that it is a pretty simple system, but it
Yeah.
works really well. And I think it also goes to the whole thing with you don't even necessarily need a token to be successful in Web3, right? I mean, Uniswap was the biggest DEX before they ever launched a token. I think it's fair to say that they're doing better now having it, but yeah, really good. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for listening, guys.